ECOWAS, which stands for Economic Community of West African States, is working extra hard to be on the wrong side of history. They are really disappointing not just Nigerians, but also Africans and Black people in general, because I've seen so many people speaking against what they are trying to do. The West African heads of state have said that all options, including the use of force, remains on the table, and stated that they have activated the ECOWAS standby force with all its elements immediately, which means they are ready for war in Niger. How unfortunate is this? They are literally forcing Africans to fight with Africans when their own people are saying no. We've heard so many Nigerians speak against the military invasion of Niger. We've seen so many Ghanaians say the same. We've heard so many people speak out and speak against their own governments. But it seems like the leaders have made up their minds and they're gonna do what they're gonna do, which is going to lead to devastation, because on both sides, it's Africans that are going to die, because Burkina Faso and Mali are supporting Niger. If these three military forces are going against the ECOWAS, their own neighboring countries, what is it going to prove? What is it going to bring, honestly? But these leaders are showing their true colors and Africans are watching. It's definitely not a good look for them, because we are seeing how they're moving, like how quickly they want to escalate the situation. Why can't you continue having a dialogue? Like war, conflict, military force should be the last thing on your mind when you're dealing with your own neighboring country.
Leaders embarked on the reckless path of threatening Niger with a possible invasion. There have been many, many interesting developments. One is that it appears that Benin is not following the ECOWAS path. Because as of yesterday, Benin had opened its borders with Niger, a clear indication that it is not following the sanctions regime which was announced by the ECOWAS leadership. Then yesterday, the president of Liberia actually made a statement to the effect that West African leaders have no moral authority to intervene in Niger. Indeed, according to the president of Liberia, what has been happening in the West African sub-region is nothing but institutionalized coup d'etats. He makes a distinction between military coup d'etats and what he calls institutional coup d'etats. When he describes institutional coup d'etats as occurrences which enable sitting head of states to violate the constitution with impunity, to extend their term limits from 2 to 3 and so on. He says West African leaders have been looking on as these so-called democratic dictators violate national constitutions. When action is taken to correct this, then they wake up all of a sudden. Look around the West African sub-region. Look around. Right now as we speak, one of the West African leaders, Macky Sall, is behaving worse than a bull in a china shop, arresting innocent citizens, dumping them in prison, firing tear gas on protesting people and so on. West African leaders have not seen these clear violations of the rights of the people of Senegal. He's managed to put his only viable opponent in prison and so on. West African leaders are not complaining. Now, at a certain point, Islamic insurgents had managed to seize more than 50% of the land territory of Burkina Faso. West African leaders were not worried. As far as West African leaders were concerned, that was democracy. more than 50% of the land territory of Burkina Faso had been seized by Islamic insurgents, West African leaders were not worried at all. West African leaders looked on as the Malian president behaved with impunity, shooting into demonstrators, arresting his opponents, and so on. They looked on. They were quite comfortable with that. They looked on as the president in Guinea continued to misbehave. He completely was misbehaving. They had no difficulty with that. But as soon as the military intervened to stop the killing and to stop the wanton destruction of life and property, West African leaders wake up. And they wake up, and what they want to do is to reinstate these bankrupt, useless leaders who were clearly acting against the interests of their people and violating their national constitutions. What is wrong with these West African leaders?
Clearly, these leaders know that tomorrow's gonna be them next. But you know how you can prevent it? By keeping your promises, by being a good leader, by standing up for the people and doing your job right. You won't be so scared about coups if you know you've done your job right. And that is what is apparent about the situation. But anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this. The ECOWAS working extra hard to invade Niger when Nigerians are saying that they are happy with the current situation.